Hello. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. We have a new area. So I decided that I needed to get on and play a little bit of this new area that we that finally I'm here, and I may actually be able to finally uncover the entire ErdTree map. So as you know, a lot of folks, they play this game, and you know, it's sort of like once they do it once, they just sort of want to get through it, you know, on a lot of other playthroughs. And it's just not the case for me. I enjoy the journey itself, so I take my time with games, and I'll admit that, you know, if I play a game a lot and I want to start it over, I've done the same things too, and I understand that. But that's not what I'm doing with this one. And so I'm definitely trying to get I'm almost there. So, you know, we have to find this last map piece here, and I think it's pretty much in front of me. So I have been warned. This is the Abyssal Woods, and I have been warned many times upon entering this area. I remember being warned that something is watching or something like that, and something invisible. So this should be interesting. I cannot mount. Not sure what that was about. Alright. I cannot mount in this area. So I don't see anything like too crazy. What is this? Oh boy. Yeah. Whew. So is that what I was looking out for? Nah, probably not. I cannot mount in this area. So that's why I'm just sort of running through here on foot. Ooh. I see where my marker is. This is that map piece that I haven't been able to find. This whole time I've been playing this expansion, we have not been able to find this map piece. I have not been able to find it. And I am finally... It looks like I'm finally here. It really does. What? Nothing seems to be attacking me. Okay. Okay. Never mind. There's lots of goats and such. Sheep and goats. And sheep and goats. There's an item up there. Oh my gosh! Map piece, oh my gosh. Finally. This marker's been here for I don't even know how long. My goodness. My goodness. Finally. Oh my gosh. It is finally whole. There it is. So I have all of it now. Finally. This is as far as I can zoom out on this. So you have to actually like do this to see all of it. But I have literally all of it now. You can kind of tell there's nothing really missing here either. Because before, it was really easy to tell when there was stuff missing underground. It was pretty easy to tell. Now it, you know, like you can just tell it's filled in and stuff. So yeah. Finally have it all. That's awesome. Yeah! Alright. Little celebratory, what do we got here? I never use these. We should, here we go. Yeah. Yeah. So, what do we got in here? What is rest? What is just like sit down? Oh yeah, sort of like at a site of grace. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. That's cool. I like literally don't even use them until like, you know, I find out, I look something up and I find out that I've needed to use these things. You know, you think that they're just like little gestures that you get, but they're actually like, they're actual like mechanics, and they serve a purpose to certain things, like unlocking things in the game. So can I walk through this? It looks ominous. Okay. Okay. I was like, pick it up, pick it up. There we go. Yeah. This is cool being in, like, finally a new part of ErdTree. Because, for a long time, it was just, like, when you first come here, it's a bit tough to traverse the terrain, because, I will say even with how high in level that I was when I came here, there really was a lot of level scaling, like flat out. Like some stuff was really hard to get at first, but it didn't take too long. It didn't take too long. Like they give you enough you know, obviously the boost for the runes given per enemy is typically higher. So, which speaking of which, okay, just want to make sure I have my scarab. So let me see what I'm doing here. Alright, there's still something I have to do here, right? Did I finish that? Maybe I finished it. It sticks in my mind there's still something I have to do somewhere. But, this is a pretty big area, it looks like. So, I'm just gonna look around. I like this. It's nice. But we'll see about, oh, here we go. Another enemy that I didn't see. Yeah, it's not, I'm liking the glowing eyes because they're easier to notice. They are not easy to see at first. This is a cool area. I wish I could mount. Still working stamina. I still need stamina for sure. I'm still working that. I'm not gonna stop probably for a bit. That'll probably be, you know what I mean? That's such a crucial thing to what I do with my build. Oh snap! Oh snap! I mean, I don't necessarily need it. But I like to do it because, you know, people. All right, here's the thing about Elden Ring. Here's the thing about Elden Ring. Like, people say, you know, you gotta do it this way, or you gotta do it this way. What you have to realize about Elden Ring is you can do whatever the heck you want. Like, that's the great thing about it. Like, you can do... I've seen people do one thing. Like, you can do really anything you want as long as you play it smart. But... obviously, good balance helps with some of the more difficult bosses and stuff like that. Like, for example, I've already explained before understanding that, you know, certain stats like dexterity, understanding that increases, you know, casting, like shortens casting time and stuff like that, and so understanding that, like, I'm gonna do other things. I have other things about my gear and my build that help me with that, that would increase that without doing that. But in addition to that, I'm also gonna do a little bit of stamina too, because again, stamina, like, I'm casting spells in succession, so I need to be able to do that without having to get that back and wait for that. So essentially, if I'm doing a lot of damage and I'm still running into a wall with certain bosses and stuff like that, rather than mess around with all this stuff, what I can also do is I can try to shorten that casting time so that I'm just doing more casts in less amount of time. And so, like, again, it doesn't, you can do, again, you can do it one way or you can do it another way. You can be like, you know, oh, you must do it this way, you must do it this way. But I personally think that, you know, that's why they did it this way, where you have it. Yeah, I know I'm blocking it today, but you know, you have all these stats here where you can just put them where you want, because that's how the game works. There's so much gear. Technically speaking, I could be an astrologer and literally run a faith build if I want. As an astrologer, I would just have to level faith instead. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't matter. So like, you can do crazy, weird, like, you can. You really can. It's just about knowing how to use it, and, fun, cool things about the game. That was part of what I was experimenting with when I was redoing builds and stuff like that. Redoing my build and taking notes. I was just further confirming that for myself. That's why I was doing those things. I was just further confirming that no matter what I did, how many times I changed it, it didn't really make a huge difference. Whether I got the shortened casting time somewhere else or got it through Dex, I was still sacrificing somewhere. So I just tried to do basically what made sense and use a lot more of my points towards intelligence rather than Dex, obviously. But now that I'm getting higher on intelligence, like, it's pretty much capped. Like, it's not really, but I'm getting close to 99, so, I mean, that's high enough. Yeah. So, it's the sort of thing where once I'm at that point, okay, alright, now I can at least do a little bit of Dex or something like that to benefit the build. Or whatever the heck you want to do with it. You know, obviously I'm doing Mind too. Obviously, the more mana that I have is the more mana that I have. But also, the more mana I have is the more mana I have to use in flasks too. So you have to think about it like that too. Like, if I'm using a flask, and it's one flask, and it only fills up so much, and I have to use it twice to fill my bar, I have to use it twice to fill my bar. It's an action. So I have to factor that into what I'm doing, too. Like, it all matters. You really have to consider those things. So for me, yes, I did Mind. And yes, Mind points also help with level scaling with some other things with casting, too. Like, obviously, naturally, it's going to do that. But, you know, which is why, obviously, with this, obviously, Mind, and in Vigor, too, I'm going to need health. Being a caster, I'm not going to have heavy armor, so I figured I'm going to need plenty of health, too, to match that. So, obviously, those things, yeah, you know, I've played casters and stuff, you know, obviously, you do the same sort of concepts with other games, other RPGs that you played, and so, like, it's just, you know, these attributes, it kind of goes hand in hand with that sort of concept. You know, you just understand how the build works. Just like with a, you know, like a sword build or something like that. You know, obviously you're going to go dexterity or strength. You know, like, obviously. Obviously, those are your main sets there. And then, you know, you build around whatever your secondary attributes would be. You know, and there's going to be a third, as you can see, there's a third one, like Vigor here. Mind and Vigor, you know, and arguably my Mind should be higher than my Vigor, so that's probably what I should be working on right now, actually. So I'll do that soon. But, you know, what you have to realize is, again, you're going to have that third one. I just went a little heavy on the dex. You're going to have that third one, and I went a little bit heavy on the endurance for my extra stamina. So you can do with whatever you know you want with this, you know, the builds and stuff like that, as long as, you know, you're doing it for a purpose, you know what you're doing, and it's helping you in the long run. I'm just saying, you know, you don't have to. It's not what you think. It's not like it won't work. No. If somebody, like, no, it's just not the case. I will say, though, that if I had this spell, the comet. Oh, I'm covering it. My fault. If I had the comet spell, if I had that. Yeah, probably would have beaten the end boss a lot sooner. I didn't have that spell. I just didn't. So I will say that that is a point that I will say that I didn't have the comet spell initially, and then I got it. So, you know, like there's just certain things, you know, like obviously if you don't have this insanely OP spell, it's going to help you with that. Or, you know, like whatever you're doing, you know. So for me, obviously, it's about the casting. It's about utilizing, you know, that the most out of the spell. What the true caster build, but you can do it so many different ways. You don't have to do it that way. It's actually often not what I see people doing, which is strange, but. You'd think more people would be doing it the way I'm doing it, but yeah, like I've actually almost not. I'm not saying nobody does it, but this flail too. This is literally like it's you know what I mean, like it's obviously for the astrologer. Like I mean, literally, it literally has stars in the name. Yeah, you know what I mean, like it's called Nebula. It says Nebula in the name. Well, it's not called that, obviously, but it says Nebula right there, you know, for its little name, and you know, like obviously, like we have planets and stuff hanging off of it, so it's just awesome. Awesome astrologer crap. I can't see worth a damn, but this area is pretty cool. Alright. My fault. My fault. That was a little loud. My fault. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Alright. Now I'm heading back. I'm heading back the way I came. I'm covering my steps. Recovering my steps. Because, I want to see. I think there was an item over here. If I remember correctly, there was like something over here. Oh, I guess not. What the heck? I'm imagining it. No, I was just somewhere else. I thought I was over here. Okay. Wow, look how nice this looks. I like this area. This is really cool. Pretty sweet. Oh. Oh boy. It is really hard to see in certain areas. It is really hard to see. What's up? What is this weirdness with, like... What is this weirdness? There is exactly 8 people in here watching. No more, no less. Nobody's chatting, nobody's saying anything. It's weird. Isn't that weird? Isn't that a little weird? I think that's a little strange. What's up, 8 people that are in the stream not saying anything, just sitting in here? No more, no less. What's up? What's up, 8 people sitting in the stream? No more, no less. It's interesting. Okay, let's see. So I'm over here now. Ah, Abyssal Woods. Okay, so I have the official Abyssal Woods Site of Grace now. That's awesome. Woodland Trail. Sweet. Alright. Isn't this strange, guys? This is so weird. It's okay. It's allowed to be weird. What the heck? This is cool as shit. I wish I could mount here. That would be cool too. That would be cool too. I'm offended by this rat. I'm offended. It offends me. That's a very offensive thing it just did. I'm offended by this rat. Oh, there we go. That did it. That got one a little bit. It was just a hair, just one more view to sneak in. That's funny. That was an effective spell, man. That's the Glintstone Comet Shard. That is the Glintstone Comet Shard. There's the Glintstone Comet Shard. Thanks for watching, folks. So I've been trying to find this area. I've been trying to get here for, well, you know, since I got to ErdTree, since I got to the expansion. And that's been long since before I even beat the game. So, you know, because you can obviously come to the expansion, you know, plenty early enough in the game. And so I was here long before I beat the game. And it took me a long time to get here, as you can see. So I have beaten the game. I have beaten the game, as you guys know, some of you know. And have not done my... This is not like New Game Plus or anything. I'm just doing ErdTree. Just wanted to do ErdTree. So just so that you guys are aware. It's not New Game Plus or anything. I'm just doing ErdTree. Combat is not an option. Quietly await your chance. Something's about to happen. And that blue one is... It's called Juneberry. It's good. So, let me see. We got a Site of Grace. This is a Site of Grace. So, something's gonna happen, man. Like, what are these messages for? Remember, we were reading... Remember, if you remember last stream, we were reading messages just like that. You know, right as we were getting here. And just before getting here, there's, like, all these messages. And, still nothing's really happened. I got... Yeah, now I got that. Pretty interesting, actually. And that is too. I'm actually kind of interested in seeing how good this is. The big mouth imp. So you know the things that have the you know, like it's like a cauldron and it shoots like a giant like ball of flame at you. That is literally what that is, and I'm very interested to see how good a summon would be. You know, like your own summon. So that could be fun. I can't summon here. But I might have to try out some summons, and because I want to see. Didn't I get a scorpion too, or it was something like that? I really kind of want to try that. Yeah, spider scorpion. That's right. Even cooler, spider scorpion. Like literally the combination. That's so cool. Yeah, see, like this is what's cool about faith builds too, is like some of these incantations you'll see me like, oh man, I wish I could do that, and you see it's faith. So like, you know, you just have to do a faith build. So if you just wanted to mess around with it, you could use one of your larval tears, redo your build, and then just like, you know, try it out, just to, you know, mess around with it. But yeah, you just have to get your faith up to whatever it would need to be. And then obviously if it's not... Obviously if it's not the type of weapon for your class, there's where you're going to run into a wall with that. So the faith build, I think the idea is that... Don't they use, like, can't they use, like, swords and stuff? Right? I'm not sure. I haven't done it yet. But I think the idea is that you're not necessarily using, like, a staff or something like that. But I don't know. I haven't done it. I've done samurai, and I've done, astrology. And I've done, what do they call the fire type caster in Dark Souls 3? I was gonna tell you guys my Dark Souls 3 class, and I can't even remember what they call it. It's flame sorcery though. So yeah, that's my Dark Souls 3 is is it a pyromancer? Is it pyromancer? Is that what they call Dark Souls 3? That's what I decided to go with in Dark Souls 3 was. It's fun casting. Man, YouTube is on a view removal streak tonight. Let me tell you what, all these views in here that we know, like obviously we know what it is, but all these views brings in legitimate views, that too. But YouTube, the stream's at 16 views right now. They took it all the way down to 16. 16. That's how many views are on the stream, counted. There's 138 likes. And 2,588 people watching right now, but 16 views. That's, yeah. Makes sense. Really, really makes sense, totally. What the? Oh God. Is this the thing? This is the thing! I can't... Oh, I must not attack this thing. I must leave it alone. Oh my God. Yeah, this thing I can't win. Nope, you cannot attack this thing. I know now. There's no health bar. I must run. Goodbye. Yeah, I mean, like, what else am I supposed to do when there's no health bar? I can try melee damage, I guess, or specific damage type. But when there's no health bar, that's very suspicious. And then those were all the warnings that we got. We've clearly had warnings, so we already know. Oh, it sucks I can't mount here. I wonder... Alright, let me just see something. Oh, I guess I won't see something. It doesn't work either. The interesting thing is I can target him. I need something to get rid of madness. That could help. That might be why. Because I have madness. I may have a helm for that. Isn't there a helm for that or something? It may be because of the madness. I think there's consumables for it. It's okay. Let's just go back. So, I think I have to do something about the madness. I think that's what it is. There's nothing that says anything specific about immunities. Hold on. There's one for faith, by the way. So if you wonder how I'm doing this with my spells, or my spells have this great potency, I'm using that. But so there's one for faith, but I'm also using increases potency of sorceries, right there. So just so you know, that is an option. I mean, they have a weight to them, and that's a heavier one, but I mean, it works, it works. And then there's for stamina as well. I've used that before on some bosses to help. This helps with specifically with charged spells. There you go. If you're doing like magma and stuff like that, there's a talisman for magma. I love there's a spell I have. I think it's called Roiling Magma. I think that's what it's called. That spell is one of the best spells in the game. It's so good. And that's specifically why my faith is 12. Somebody's probably watching this wondering why you have a faith of 12. That. Hold on. I think that's why. I think that's why I did that. Yeah. Because it has intelligence too. 21, but it requires faith. So, hold on. This is a great spell. It's a great spell. It works really well on bosses. You'd be surprised. You can hit them with it too, see? It really doesn't even take that long to cast. So really, really effective, and then again that magma thing would probably help because that's a magma spell. Yeah, raises potency of magma. So yeah, there you go. So like just stuff like that, considering that for your builds and stuff. Just remembering all this factors into it. So, like, for me, I realize it seems like I have a medium load, but a lot of that is the fact that I'm using my golden scarab. As soon as I take that off, now I think these are kind of well, no, that actually is lighter. So I use my health one because it does raise it a little bit. Every little bit. I mean, the amount of times on an end boss, if anything, that might have saved me. The amount of times on the end boss, even the end boss, I had like the smallest amount of health, and I beat that guy with the smallest amount of. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start recognizing that small amount of health adds up, and I'm gonna do that. And it probably has saved me that many times. Like, that's probably why I was able to get those wins. So you have to factor in the fact that every little bit in this game all adds up. It is so imperative, every little bit. So yeah, this is a lot of what goes into that. So obviously, then I do the intelligence, potency, and then, you know, obviously my sorcery as well. So it's intelligence and sorcery, boosting spells at the same time. Like, I mean, it's just, you know, like, that's the point. Like, you get, you know, a lot going on there. Just like with any other build that you would do that with. Shorten spell. There it is. There's the one for shorten spell. So shorten spell casting time. So that's why then I wouldn't necessarily have to do Dex, as you can see, because Dex will shorten spell casting time too, but the Radagon icon also obviously does that, and you know, it's cool because it's not even a heavier, you know, it's a 0.7, so it's not bad. It's worth it for sure. I think it is. And then I even went extra. You don't need to go that extra on the you know, as you can see my build there on the right. You don't need to go extra on the Dex like I did. I really went extra on it. If you took 10 points out of that and split them up between intelligence and mind, it would be more balanced for you. So again, that's my recommend. If you're looking at that build and you're like, I don't know if I want to do that, take about 10 points out of dexterity and put it between mind and intelligence. Like, get intelligence up to about 99 or 100 or whatever that would be, where it's a much bigger gap to justify it, and then put the rest in mind. Try to get your mind up. That's my recommendation for a more balanced build. Just saying. Does that thing just moo at me? I don't know, goats are pretty funny. They go, bleh. They sound like people. They are flat out mooing. That's amazing. Goats might win funniest animal award. They might. They are really ridiculous. I mean, there's obviously some good competitors. There's some plenty of competitors. Like, obviously there's some good competitors, but goats, I mean, they're definitely up there. They're pretty funny. I just went the wrong way again, my fault. I want to head over this way. Back over to where I was. Okay. See if I can figure this out. I don't think it's gonna do anything. I'm just trying to see if I can figure it out. No. Man, look at this thing's head. No. I'm a duh. Oh boy. So you're all getting on that. You're all getting on that vinyl, right? I really hope that people that are fans of the series seriously get on that. I would love to see actual people that are fans of it collect that stuff instead of you know, people to sell it or whatever. So I really hope that you guys get on that. You know, like I said, it is very nice. It is extremely nice. Oh boy. I have to figure out what to do about this madness. Wait a minute. 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 Wait. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. I'm wondering if I have something... Ah! I'm an idiot. Yep. Yep. I'm an idiot. My fault. Something I've never used, like, pretty much the whole game. And now it's caught up with me. Oh, man. That's what happens when you do it wrong. You know, like, this is what I experienced in WoW. This is what you have to realize. Like, this is the toxic... I'm not trying to be rude to WoW or the community or anything. It's just that this is what ends up being that way, where you might play it differently than somebody else, and then, like, you get into a raid or a dungeon and somebody doesn't understand how to get rid of this, like, one little thing. And, you know, like, it's there... But like, you know, then they're like really mad at you and being really nasty and stuff like that. You know, it's like, you know, if you're not using that, you're not doing it right, or something like that. It's like, well, I've clearly played the game a really long time without using this feature, you know, or something like that. And you're telling me I'm doing it. It's like, I clearly just, for some reason, never played that dungeon or had that mechanic happen to me for some reason. Like, it's just, for some reason, never happened for me to... You know, or just like the people that only farm achievements and act like that's what you do with the game, you know, or something. It's like... And if you're not doing that, you have nothing to compare or something like that. It's like... Okay. No, I disagree. But yeah, like, that's organically, you see, that's how that would happen, where flat out, I'll admit, I literally have never used that, and then it was there, it was. Alright, so let me try this. Do I have to use it after? I still can't get him. No, 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 no! I don't know, man. Like, I don't even think I should try to do this, because I still can't attack the dude. So what does it do any good if I can't constantly... It's sort of like when Naruto was learning Sage Mode. This is why Naruto is so badass. Spoilers for anybody that doesn't know anything about the story in Shippuden and you've gotten to this point. Spoilers. This is like literally why Naruto he was learning Sage Mode, and the Toads were sitting there, and they were like telling him, you know, even Jiraiya couldn't really master it. He would still get like a toad-like nose or something like that. And like the whole point was Naruto could go into it without even getting that stuff. But the whole point was he couldn't use it in a battle. So he's sitting there wondering, like, what the heck's the point of this thing, then? Like, you do all this, you sit there for a really long period of time and concentrate. So what's the point? If you can't use it in a battle, you just sit there for a really... So Naruto was so awesome, he figured out how to use this while running. The whole point was nobody could use it while running. You had to, like, sit there still. And then, like, so he had to be able to do that, and he's like, screw this, I'm gonna just learn how to do it. Well, he's like, if I can't do it while running, it's pointless. And so I feel like, you know, like, that's the whole point of this, like, where I would use this, and it doesn't really seem to be, serve much of a purpose. If I can't frickin' use it while I'm moving, I have to stand here and sort of just do this. Give me a helm. Give me like a piece of gear or something that takes it away. It's just, that's so weird. But like that's not. I'm just saying. Like, I'm sure maybe there's even something like that in the game. I'm just saying. Just saying. That's how I feel about that. And I love Naruto. So I'm gonna probably do some leveling here. Yeah, I'm gonna probably do some leveling here. Because what else can I do? I'm trying to think. Hold on. I can't move on from there. I can explore down here a little bit. There's really not much in here. I can't do Bale yet. I've already decided Bale is out. I can't do him yet. I'm gonna have to figure that. I'm gonna have to just figure that out. I'm gonna get confident with Bale. I'm gonna like study him a little bit, and then maybe I'll do it on the stream. We'll see. I want to feel like in between the times where he does his immediate launch at me and there's nothing I can do about it, I want to feel like in between those times there's at least something I can do. That's, you know what I mean? I want to feel confident about that. So that's why I say that. So as far as Bale, like that's it. It's just Mesmer. I'm literally at the end. Like, there's no question now. I'm literally at the end. It is Bale and Mesmer. And there's probably one boss, realistically, in this area I'm in. And whatever the heck this is. I'm sure there's something going on here. I'm sure this is like a whole thing that we haven't done yet. Perhaps. But I have no idea what any of this, you know, is leading to, obviously. So... I do know that this is the end here. I do know that. Like right here, that's because I just know that the Sites of Grace is you know, like just based on the names that I saw there, I know that's I know that's pretty much it. I need like a better like way to do this. Because... You know what? Maybe I should get my... Let me do that. Let me get a gravity spell here. And I'll just remove the comet for now. I keep forgetting about this. Isn't this awesome? Faith build gets that. Let's see. Yeah, it's the thorns that guard, if you remember, like that thing that's blocking the tree for freaking ever in the main game when you can't. It's literally that. It's like literally that. It's pretty cool. These are like a lot of this is just incantation. Like like all this crap is literally incantation. It's all faith build stuff. And a lot of this dragon stuff, that's your faith build where you have faith, and then you see here for it says arcane too. So keep that in mind, that dragon stuff where you get these different parts and stuff, and then you turn them in. You're like, what is this? Again, this is a faith build stuff. So that's a lot of where, like, that's why I can't do these awesome, like, big spell things that you guys see people doing. That's a faith build. That's why I can't do that. So it actually is a lot harder for an astrologer because of that. Again, I don't really have any of this stuff that I can do. Even one of the cool things that I did get... Where is it? And I can't use it. I would have to get faith at some point. Where is it? Probably went past it. It's the fire giant whip. I want that, and I want to be able to use it. I have it somewhere. I probably passed it, but it's that thing is so freaking cool. It's literally a flame whip. It's like a chain. I don't know if it's a chain or if it's supposed to look like a chain or an actual whip, but like it just looks so cool. That I grabbed that, but I obviously can't use it. You know, it's obviously not usable by astrologers. So. Yeah, because you need faith. So yeah, that's the problem. But I can use gravity spells, which is why a lot of times, you know, they won't be able to use like stuff like, you know, like rock sling as effectively or something like that. Where that would cause that I have an advantage over certain things. Where if you noticed, I can get like things to, you know, I hit it 2 or 3 times and it does this sort of down thing where it falls down and you can stab. That's, again, those are gravity spells where you're rationalizing that the spell, the reason for that is because the spell, you know, like with rock sling, when you see that rock sling, here, let me get rock sling. Why do I not have rock sling? That's like a main spell that I use. Even when we use rock sling, and I use my meteorite staff, the reason I do that too is because that scales with gravity spells. But what it's doing is it's ripping rock out of the ground with gravity. Like literally you're manipulating gravity. That's the point of the magic type. So it makes sense an astrologer would be able to do that. That's actually really cool. So the idea is you're ripping 3 stones out of the ground and throwing them at the enemy. So that's why it would down even like a giant colossal thing. That's why it makes sense. Because you're literally throwing these giant... So you see this purple, but the purple is the manipulation, the magic. So watch. So again, it's just rocks. But the reason that purple is there is the magic that's being used to manipulate it. It's pretty cool. And I would dare say that you'd call that something like temporal magic or something like that. You know, because it has to do with gravity. Pretty cool. So that's what rock sling, and then we have this one. But you can see that takes a lot of mana. And it's not very accurate. So this staff that I'm using, that's why I switched to that, because that scales better for your rock sling, for your gravity spells. It will not work better for anything else. Almost. Actually, I think that's true. I think that actually is true. Everything else, I'm going to try to use... As far as I know, this is the best staff in the game for most things. But specifically the glintstone, this is the best, as far as I know. I kept thinking this is the best staff, this is the best staff, this is the best staff, this is the best staff. Then I found this one. Because I leveled up individual staves, and then I saw this one. Look at the sorcery scaling on this. Look at this. I was like, oh my god. And then it boosts full moon sorcery. So for some of you that wonder why my full moon is doing that down, where it downs the... There you go. Where it does the thing Rock Sling does. That's probably why. That's where I would say that's probably why. And like, this is insane. Look at that sorcery scaling. So, that's what I was saying, is I don't think there's another staff that's better with glintstone in the game. There might, like, again, that other sword that I showed you guys, that's pretty good, but even that, this one, I really do think it's pretty much the best. And then as far as, like, melee is concerned, this is pretty good too, but like I said, it's a trade-off with that and the sword. But yeah, that crit was really awesome, obviously. You know, that helps. But you know, that's off of your attributes. So like, if you look at attribute scaling, intelligence A. So because we have intelligence all the way, you know, to 97, it's going to use that. If you get what I'm saying. So that helps with that. And then same thing here with the meteorite staff. If you look at attribute scaling, intelligence is S. So with your intellect, the meteorite staff just is better than anything else that you could. It is literally S tier. It literally scales with your intelligence. Period. End of discussion. So when you level up intelligence, your meteorite staff levels up your magic scaling automatically when you use that. That's the purpose of it. So then we look at something like this, same sort of thing with this particular one where I've leveled this up all the way to 10, and then you can see that S tier there. This one here, you can't do that. You literally can't, you cannot, this one is what it is, and that's why, because this one starts like that. So you see what I mean, where the meteorite staff doesn't have a plus 10, this one does. I spent time leveling this one up. The meteorite staff, that's just with your scaling. So just to explain that a little bit. And as far as this torch, the reason I use that, my other torch is actually better for light. The reason I use that is if you look at the bottom, it says causes sleep buildup. So, you know, I just figure if I would ever need that, I have it. But honestly, I've actually leveled up. Where is it? Yeah, look, my other torch is literally plus 23. It's like really insanely good for just no reason. What? Just literally no reason whatsoever. And you know, like obviously the whole point of that is you can use that for damage. Like obviously that's the whole point of that. So, but you know, like just the no reason whatsoever. Strength scaling. So, you know, you can do whatever you want. Oh, you know what? Since I'm leveling up anyway, let's go back. Honestly, you shouldn't do that. There's no reason to do that. It's a complete waste. How's a caster? Unlike, you know, just... I'm just dumb sometimes like that. I just do that stuff for the heck of it, just to see what happens. Like, is this really like this? I'm like that. So I kind of wanna try this. Should I try it? Maybe I should try him first. Ah, screw it.
I see.
Where's the spider scorpion? Oh, there he is. I see him. Freaking chipped. Well, not chipped, but bit off my freaking nail. Do you see it? See, there's them too. See, some of these look like tanks and might be really good. Wait, Mesmer's Soldier Spirits. Oh, wow. They might be good too. I don't know. Like, some of these, I might want to try these actually. And then you have your special ashes too. Here's how I look at this. If the cost to cast it is insanely high, there's a reason for that. That's how I look at it. I just try to look at it as the most reasonable way I possibly can. And yeah, like flat out, like figure that's probably what they're gonna do. You know, obviously stuff that's better is going to cost more to cast. So, you know, this one costs 106. And this one's 91. 103? I'm sorry, 113? Oh my gosh. 124. So, yeah, this one has the most. So that reasonably speaking, I should probably try to level him up a little bit, just to say, you know, all right, I gave it a shot. I did my best to level up the guy that made sense to me, that seemed like he was probably the best. Now this guy, he costs more as far as runes are concerned, because I already have him at +7. But we're just talking about FP cost, like the actual cost to cast the ashes, the summon itself. So, yeah, some of these are higher too, 102. And then, so again, your Mimic, my Mimic costs health. So that's why that one, you know, that's the one that mimics you, that summons you, essentially. It's a copy of you. That uses health as well. So this one does too. That's interesting. That sure implies that he's really good. Be interesting to try him out. Alright, you know what? I do kind of want to try the perfumer. Seems pretty cool. And then, obviously, I already did this to +5 to try it out. And it's actually pretty good, surprisingly. Alright, so we got him up a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and equip that and give it a shot. Try that out. See what it's like. There he is. Alright, where should I go? Should I go to the usual spot, or should I go somewhere else? I like Caleb. Caleb's fun. Go to Caleb. Caleb is fun. Go here too. Alright. So we do have places we can summon in Caleb. I just have to remember exactly where. We have to have a place to summon. Actually, I think right here is a place. I think. No? Maybe it's not here. Clearly it's not. Clearly, hold on. Thinking. See, because I would obviously need a place to summon. You know what? There might be more opportunities here. Now that I think about it. Trying to singularly think about a place. I had a place I always used to go. I thought it was this spot actually, but clearly it's not. Can I summon here? I don't think I can. Because you can't summon everywhere. Like that's the point. I have to try to figure out where I can summon. I suppose I could look it up. I could do that. Let me just jump around a little bit. So we can just circle around a little bit. So nothing immediately, but once I get close to the stairs, very well might. Oops. Where is he? Oh, I see him. No summon yet. You don't. Yeah. So, I can't summon here, it seems. Thought I'd be able to summon here. I think. Where can I summon? Oh, look at this guy. Oh, this guy. Sometimes it's fun to just play too. But what the heck? Now again, I what you have to realize though is I got all those guys just now, right? Okay? I only have 10,000 rooms. That's what you have to realize. Like there's certain points you even might see other streamers and other people play the game where they'll start to recognize certain points in the game that are good grinding spots too for runes and stuff like that. Like they go back here and that's where they go. That's because like the guys in those areas flat out they recognized are worth more or something like that. That's how the game works. I just took out all these guys and I've only got like 10,000. Again, well, sometimes people are just not like the units are just not worth your time, flat out. So you want to understand that's part of it, and, you know, move on with different ones if they're not worth your time. How the heck do I not have a summon spot yet? YouTube is just removing all kinds of views, man. We're at 39 views and going down. So, you know, if I get trending, what happens is, if I'm about to get trending, this person comes in and view bots to a degree that is malicious. So then that way it overrides the actual views that it would get. And YouTube is really, really bad at counting that stuff, so they just remove too many. It's literally what's happening. I mean, I've been talking about that. I mean, we know that. We know that. As a fact, we know that. So. That ain't just me. That's across platform. How have I not found a summon spot yet? What the heck? I know where I can summon. I know now. I know now. Wait, what? I never came back here. Maybe I should have. Oh, right, because technically I'm done with the game, so it goes back to before. Right?
My thanks, death. My sin.
Without spoiling anything.
By the hand of man, I shall grant thee my cause. Feed me more.
Okay.
I shall feed me.
Well, there we go. I got the claw. So yeah, I needed to come back and actually talk to him. I had a couple more for him too, apparently, but yeah. There's a point at which his story unravels, we'll say that, without spoiling it. I thought for sure I could summon here. I thought I did it before, and it says I can't. I thought I summoned here before. Huh. Well. Shit. The place I'm thinking of is in Caelid. I just don't... I'm clearly just getting the wrong spot. Can I summon in the swamp? I don't know. I don't remember. I'm about to look this up though, because I want to try the summon, and all I'm doing is wandering around. Because I used to have a place for that, but again, I clearly don't remember what it was. So there's a boss here too, just so that, you know, when you come here, there'll be a boss there. So, don't go here unless you wanna get locked in there and face a boss. Yeah, I guess I can't summon here. Damn. Alright, hold on. Oh my god. Well, the AI is wrong. Hold on. Man, it doesn't understand. I was using the wrong term, I guess. Oh my god. Seriously, Gemini is just useless half the time. Christ. Show me a picture. Like, it's that, show me a picture. God. I really just, Google is so useless, man. And you see how they mess with my stream when they're called out on their uselessness. I mean, it really is amazing how useless the search engine is. So, alright, so I was sitting there. Well, we'll see if this is it. I think this actually might be it. Anyway. Hold on. I think I have to go to a... This may be sort of where I was thinking of anyway. So it's not this way. No, it's not here. This is not what I was thinking of. And it's wrong. Clearly. It's not showing up. I guess I realize you guys can't see it, but it's not. I don't think you guys will be able to see it. But it's not showing up here either. Whew. So, it really is as basic as the fact that you can't, in the game, you can't summon these everywhere. These things right here, these summons. They are typically only available in very specific places, and again, you have that summon sign. So, the summon sign is not showing up, so therefore I can't summon it. Just like in like boss arenas, actually a lot of times they are available, but not all the time. Sometimes they are not available. And so that's what's happening where I don't have it available. The summon sign is not available to me. So that's sort of what I'm looking for. And Gemini is so useless. It thought that I was talking about... it literally thought I was talking about summoning a player. It was like, you can summon at any site of... I was like, what's a good site of grace to go to try out my summons? It's like, you can go to any site of grace to summon... And then it thought... Then it was like... They thought I was talking about where I was supposed to summon Torrent, where I could summon Torrent. Why is this hard? To be able to look up for the game, where can I summon my summons so I can try them out? Anybody would want to fucking know this. Holy hell. And I have no idea. So I have to organically figure this out again. Figure out where I can go to actually sit here and try my summons, because I can't use Google, the tool that I should be able to fucking use to do this. What a piece of garbage. A literal piece of trash. Watch the likes as they slowly come off. Watch the likes as they slowly come off. There's the bit rate. There's the bit rate. There's the bit rate. There's the bit rate. Watch the likes. There's the bit rate. So, there actually might be a spot over there. I think about it. So it told me, here's the deal. It told me to go over here, but here's the deal. It told me to go over here, but it didn't tell me exactly where to go. It was just like, this is a good spot. Hold on. This is so trash. Yeah. Yeah, it literally says, it's literally so trash, it's like, near this. It's like, near this. Okay, alright, so this one is a right one. This is the one I was thinking of. This is actually the one I was thinking of, and I was confusing with a spot in Caleb. There is another spot in Caleb that's like this. This is the one I was thinking of. Trash Google. Shifting my bitrate around after their Google search was trash. 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 Yeah, they're shifting the... You see the bitrate. So, if you keep doing this, I will tell you the entire story that's happened on my channel right now, right here. And I will tell everybody about all the other content. I will name content creators. I will name all the other YouTube content creators that were involved with this scam if you continue this right now. Oh, interesting how it stopped for a second, because you were hesitating, and then you realized how guilty it made you look. You better fucking stop, because I'm not... I'm not bluffing. I'm just gonna sit here and go through it. So let's see what the hell this guy even does. What's he doing? What's he even doing? I guess I do need to attack something. Okay. Attack, please? Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, this guy's fucking stupid. Alright, so since the bitrate never stopped, we'll go ahead, just go ahead and watch the next stream. Just make sure you pay attention to that. Watch out for that. Yeah, we won't do it on this one, just watch the next stream. Just pay attention to that one. And we'll announce everybody that was involved. And we'll make sure that, you understand why there's actually a defamation trial happening. You know, who's actually going to be, you know, involved. Because, there's a lot of content creators here that caused this. For it to be, you know, it was one after another. Of people basically joining in and harassing somebody. Yep. And they all think because I was like blaming it on this and stuff. The whole point is that you're supposed to think that. I have enough evidence now. So it doesn't matter. The whole point is it doesn't matter what I say. You shouldn't harass somebody. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't. So look at the likes. Watch the likes. Yeah, like I can say whatever the fuck I want. Like watch the likes. That's the point. I can say whatever the fuck I want. I sit here and I watch streams all the time where people say fuck shit, they curse people out. You can say whatever the fuck you want. There's nothing illegal about sitting here and cursing somebody out on stream, saying fuck shit, do whatever the hell you want. If somebody's offended by that, they're fucking stupid. They're a goddamn retard. And I can't help that. But if you can turn it off, you aren't offended. Go take a nap. Goddamn retards. And these same fucking people hanging out online for this under the guise of no, you're not gonna do this because this is important. These same motherfuckers that are hanging out online under this ridiculous guise of you know, we're here to clean up and get rid of all the hateful people and stuff like that. You're just as hateful. It's called fucking free speech. It's called the ability to say whatever the fuck you want, no matter how hateful it is. If you assemble to go after somebody because they're speaking, because they're speaking, you're a hateful, warmongering, angry, disgusting motherfucker. That's all you are. It's just that basic. So yeah, we're getting harassed here, and it was content creator after content creator after, like literally these morons. Just taking advantage of people. So this one's cool, but I'm gonna try this one. And then there's those other ones that are like cost more. Yeah, I'm not going by cost anymore. Freaking suck. I want this. This thing looks cool. I want to see like what it does. Just remember, it doesn't stop with Microsoft. Like, yeah, like it's Microsoft, but again, they're just abusing the fact that it's the fact that they have the ability to use those credentials. Like again, like to say it's Microsoft on like some general level. Like obviously, like you know, that sounds a certain way. Obviously, we're just talking about bad actors abusing credentials here. For things that they shouldn't be using it for. Like that, obviously that's what we're talking about. Like, obviously. I mean, what do you think happens? What do you think happened initially when people started spreading viruses on the internet and stuff? Like it was literally just people that were supposed to be doing jobs like they're just attacking people that they're spying on. That's all they're doing. That's all they're doing. They're just spying on people and attacking them. Is that legal in the United States? Again, like remember why the CIA can't operate in the United States. Remember. The whole reason it cannot. Why is that? Legally speaking, why is that? Ask yourself. Again, something as big as the CIA, even the Central Intelligence Agency, cannot operate in the United States. Why is that? On a basic level, legally speaking. Because they can't do this. They can't. It's called unlawful surveillance. Is incredibly illegal and literally falls under the terrorism heading when talking about the law and stuff like that. Like literally unlawful surveillance and stuff like that. Yeah, it's literally terrorism. Those citizens have to fear that they're being, like spied on and stuff like that, and somebody's interfering with their lives. So as I state this, the bitrate becomes more malicious. You know, like again, it fixes itself when we're not talking about this. But the longer I talk about this, the bitrate gets more malicious, and you see that YouTube just attacks my stream based on what I'm saying, so that you can't hear what I'm saying here. You know, essentially just making sure that you're not at the live point in the stream, and then putting you behind. That's all they're doing. That's all they're doing. So let me go ahead and see about this ash that I want to do, and then we'll go ahead and probably do that stream. But I'm not gonna like I said, I'm not gonna tell you all of it here. This is our reason. Yeah, we can do that in the next stream, and then you know, YouTube, you're gonna see YouTube's gonna do the thing with the bitrate, as they have been doing. It'll just happen, as it has been. There it is. See. And remember, Asmongold didn't know this. Remember, Asmongold was the streamer. He was the one that didn't know this. I was the one on my stream saying Asmongold doesn't know that the whole reason that Vampire Survivors looks like a bowl of soup is because his bitrate is shit. I was the one saying that. I said that. I'm like, I'm surprised he doesn't realize that. That has nothing to do... I said that. I was calling out that basically I was the dude calling out the fact that Asmongold, who built a computer company... Yeah, you see how malicious my bitrate is? Like, it's just a very obviously a legal stance where they're censoring what I'm saying. It'll be very obvious that they're doing that. And it's incredibly illegal. So we'll just continue proving that they're doing that to censor what I'm saying. And again, it messes up the integrity of the stream. So again, I can say whatever the fuck I want on my stream. You cannot censor what I'm saying via screwing up the integrity of a number that is set on their end. Especially when I have countless screenshots saying, we recommend you use a bitrate of this, and that is my fucking bitrate. Every goddamn stream, that is my fucking set bitrate. And it's shifting around all over the place. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna say that you're intentionally doing that. Yep. Especially when we've had plenty of streams where it wasn't that and I can prove my internet's just fine. Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and just prove that they're doing this to censor what I'm saying. But remember, Asmongold didn't know this. And I was talking about this a while back. And I was the one saying on my stream that, oh wow, Asmongold thinks that it's a bowl of soup and stuff like that just because shit's moving around. So therefore, they literally designed this fucking AI bullshit as Asmongold starts... Does anybody realize Asmongold started watching agenda-free TV? He started watching this guy claiming that he's been watching him for 10 years, even though he's clearly not. He started watching this guy and interviewed him right after I mentioned it on stream. After I mentioned about this really toxic asshole in the feed and stuff like that. But the whole point is that I was talking exactly about what he mentioned. That he was acting like this because... you know, this is the toxicity of the environment. Like, he's literally sitting there begging for donations and shit like that, being a toxic douchebag to his viewers. And so, like, Asmongold gives him this outlet where he can look like this other person and stuff like that and interviews him. And the whole point is, you don't see this? You don't see all around this? I knew all this shit that Asmongold didn't know. I called him out on his stupid fucking computer builds that were garbage way ahead of time because it was as basic as knowing that he had all this shit in there that would overheat. Like the dumbest, smallest fucking case for the parts that he had in there. And so like just like basic shit that you could just deduce looking at it. And like just stuff like bitrate where stuff was shifting around the screen. He thought that it looked bad just because it was shifting around the screen, and I was telling him, no, that's your bitrate. That's literally why that happens. And so they just literally start shifting my bitrate around and trying to make it seem like, no, literally, if your bitrate is garbage and it's constantly doing what is in the top left corner of my screen, yes, then that's going to happen. If it's not, it's a good bitrate, just like you normally see on my streams. On the very last stream we did, on the Elden Ring stream, the very last one we did, you could clearly see it didn't shift around the entire 10 hours that we streamed. It didn't shift around a single time. And that stream looked pretty damn good, didn't it? Yeah. So, the whole point is Asmongold didn't know all these things, and I was single-handedly calling out this stupid bullshit that he was wrong about. And he was probably gonna, hilariously find out about it. But, all these other retards that were around me started scamming me. And so that's what you need to pay attention to. We're gonna talk about that on the next stream, and I want you to pay attention to that. That's what we're gonna get to. Where all these other assholes around me found out about my channel and started scamming all of my good ideas to try to make it look like it was kind of theirs and stuff like that. Where I'm the one manufacturing this stuff and coming up with this stuff. And they're literally just watching for the sake of pumping out a new channel here and pumping out a new channel. All these scam channels that you see, a lot of them came, and this is why my bitrate shifts, and this is why I'm getting attacked. Again, these scammers, these people like this, watch my channel because they know I'm a genius with sort of marketing and advertising. So they get all these ideas off of one statement, one little thing, and it's like a type of thinking. And you can sell this as a whole channel and milk the shit out of it. The whole point is that you don't do that. You don't take advantage of fucking people. So, obviously, I could sit here and do that fucking shit too. I would have if I was gonna do that. So that's why I want you to really, again, consider. I'm done with this. This is enough's enough. I'm just gonna tell you who did it, and I'm not gonna be nice about it. I don't care. Guy's a worthless. He's worthless anyway. This is the point. He is. I don't hate anybody, but this guy, he's the type of person that. You know these chaotic people that are like committing these crimes and stuff. He's that person. That's him. He's the organizer. That's the type of person he is. That's where I would put him. So that's what's really weird about this stuff is I recognize that these guys were like this. I recognize that they were here to be harmful. So let me there's a possibility that this might be good for me too, because I don't know if this is gonna work well off of my sorcery or not, does it? Maybe I should try it. I mean, I'll upgrade him a couple of times, but I'm not gonna go crazy. Maybe I'll do 3 times. I'm not gonna go crazy though. I just wanna try him out. And then I have my Mad Pumpkin head too, obviously. I got him up. He's really good. He was what I always used for tank. I used him too a little bit. So it was north, right? I think it was north. Alright. Go ahead. Yeah. If it's just one hit, he's not gonna do anything. I gotta, like, get hit by something. There we go. I actually don't know that I think that he's very good. I don't think he's very good. I really don't. Yeah, he's not very good. I don't think I'm gonna level him. I don't think I'm gonna level that one. I want to do the spider scorpion. That's the one I want to try.
I see.
That's pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna try this one a little bit. I just did it a few times. So again, in the top left corner, if you look at the bitrate, again, doesn't normally look like that. And again, as you all know, my bitrate is set pretty high because we can handle it. You know, the whole point is that they're shifting that around for censorship, so that people live don't hear what I'm saying live and can't be fucking offended. Meanwhile, Gonald Jackass Frump can sit here and steal people's music and use it for whatever ad he wants. And just steal it. You know, literally just sit here and attack people for free speech issues and lie and make shit up. That's Gonald Jackass Frump. Alright, let's see what my spider scorpion does. Oh wow, he doesn't need me to attack? That's amazing. I like him already. He's not garbage already. Alright, now we're talking. Okay. Okay. He's getting leveled. Yep. It's happening. Yep. It's happening. It's happening. Nothing's targeting me. God. Gonald Jackass Frump.
I see.
Is that it? Is that all I can do? That's rude. Oh, 10. Okay. I didn't realize I got to 10. I was wrong. Oh, I love it. Look at that thing. Look at it go. Oh my god, it's annihilating everything. I'll just sit back and let it take care of business. Now this is some This is some quality, spirit ashes we got going on here. Man, it is just annihilating. Yeah, so basically if your bitrate is low, and then there's movement, that's why it looks like soup. Again, if your bitrate is high and there's movement, it's not going to do that. So that's what Asmongold didn't know, and I had said this on my stream, and I got massively fucking... Like, you have no idea how badly I got horribly... Like my chat blew the fuck up with negative, toxic bullshit when I said that. You know, almost like Asmongold literally has toxic fucking random bots and mods and shit that watch the chats and literally just do this. Like, they literally just dominate the market in live chats by making sure nobody else talks bad about this guy. I'm just saying, like, I'll defend him too. Like, you know, he's not an idiot, he's not stupid, and that's what assholes, like, say. Meanwhile, he's, like, clearly not. You know, he just, you know, just doesn't know stuff. So I was just talking about it, and people were just being, like, so dumb. Like, God forbid I tell Asmongold why his streams look like shit. You know, like I get harassed horribly for this. Well, you know why? Because his mods and his people are fucking retards, and I knew what was actually happening. So these guys endlessly harass me and suddenly have the answer for why his streams are doing this. So they endlessly start fucking harassing me and create this whole fucking thing around bitrate and tried to make it look like they did it. Now again, this is not what I was going to talk about next stream. Asmongold's channel is not the one that was harassing me. Not them. It's not. They have flat out tried to, I think, sometimes help. If I read it correctly. Yeah, basically. In their own way. But what they did sort of would have done that. So again, it's not his channel. It's, trust me, it's, and I'm not. I'll just watch it. If you want to see an Elden Ring stream, they're doing this because you're all in here now and there's real people in here. If you want to see a good-looking Elden Ring stream, the last one we did for 10 hours. We just did a stream literally yesterday for 10 hours. That the bit rate was totally fine. The stream looks just fine. So you can literally watch that if you want to. You know, you can clearly see that it's a bit different. But they're just trying to mess this up because, oh my god, Google was trash again. Oh my god, imagine that. Just like when Google didn't know that Donald jackass Trump was the current president of the United States, and I told you all this, and oh man. And remember, that was pretty big, the fact that Gemini got that wrong. That, you have to admit that was pretty big, and you know me, I'm just gonna say it. But that's pretty bad. That does make them look pretty bad. You have to admit, that makes them look really, really bad. When Gemini actually said, it's important to remember when talking about Donald Jackass Trump that he's not the current president of the United States. It actually said that. And you wonder why my bitrate starts maliciously shifting around as we start talking about how their Google search results were fucking garbage. Oh. We prove it. Right as we prove it, we start... Oh, okay. Oh. The same company personally responsible for violating everybody's privacy, doxing everybody. The reason everybody's getting doxed right now is, again, you just find everybody's information. The whole reason why it's happening... You know, again, the whole point is... We don't do this. We don't put people's information out there. It's incredibly illegal. Yet, Google just does it. Kind of like how everybody just sort of gets away with doing copyright infringement on YouTube. Kind of like that. How you can't just... Again, Agenda Free is right. Like, he talks about this stuff. And then trolls are so... Like, I cannot express... this is nothing on him or anything. I can't tell you enough how good he is at doing what he's doing. He is so much better than the rest of us. The funny... Like... He's right. Like, you literally can't do that. You can't even take a picture off Google without... Like, that shit Asmongold does every day where he's like, why doesn't this guy just sit here and look at Google Maps, where he's sitting there looking at streets on Google Maps? You have any idea how illegal that is? That's copyrighted. You can't do it. And he's sitting there just doing it. I looked it up. Like literally, I wanted to do that. I was going to sit here and show people Google Maps is going to talk about these countries, and you can't do it because the pictures are copyrighted. You have to clearly show the Google copy. Like, you have to do it a certain way, or you're not doing it right. So you can't do this. It's just for the same reason you can't show like a map or something on the screen unless you made it. If you have an actual physical map, that's a little bit different because the copyright works differently. I purchased this map, I physically own it. It's actually a little bit different versus something digitally on the internet where you're just accessing it because it's information and you have the right to access the information. That's a little bit different. Doesn't mean that you have the right to steal it and put it on your channel and reuse it. So the whole point is, yes, if you really want sponsorship and you want to do this stuff, you cannot... You basically, everything you've ever done will now be under attack by all these different people because it's incredibly illegal for copyright infringement because somebody started bitching. Somebody somewhere, probably a cop, because again, I called out the fact that cops for freaking ever were putting black tape over the little emblem on the steering wheel in like cops, you know, they can show cops. But yet streamers are all over this platform. You could literally just go right on the platform and see somebody driving around, and right there's a freaking emblem right in front of your face the entire stream, and it's all over the platform. And meanwhile, they've been really careful about this for decades to make sure they never do this a single time, and just all over... I mean, Christ. Did you know that there's nudity on YouTube? Did you know that? I'm not talking about streamers. No, and it's free. So kids, you know, like again, and kids, they shouldn't be on YouTube. We know that, but they get on it. You know that. So again, what is it? What's that movie with Denzel Washington? Flight something or other. Flight something. There's literally a naked woman in the first scene, and it's in the first 10 minutes, and it's free with ads on YouTube. Flight something. It's the thing where he's like a drunk and he lands the plane miraculously. That one. I like, no lie, like what the heck? And then you're gonna sit here like you claim to know everything that's on your platform. You claim to be the epitome of doing this right. And meanwhile, all this stuff is on your... So basically the point is they're attacking these people. They thought they were going to attack all of us. And systematically, I'm like, hello, Google. You're just as guilty as... In fact, you're more guilty because you didn't tell us. You're the platform. You didn't have these warnings and checks and balances. And meanwhile, we're all on here every day doing these... You're liable. It's your platform. And so the point is, when that's right in front of your face, you can clearly see free with ads. In the first 10 minutes, there is a bare naked woman in a movie. I swear to God, full frontal. In the first 10 minutes of this movie, right on YouTube, free with ads. I'm literally just saying, if that's on YouTube, and then you're censoring me, you're sitting here doing that. I mentioned the fact that your Gemini is just bullshit. Basically, I prove it. I spend 10 minutes looking something up simple. I prove it. Oh, but again, you got to shift my bitrate around. So the point is, you're going to do that, I'm going to point something out. You're going to sit here and retaliate on me, where you don't own up the fact that I'm just pointing out that your system's trash. If I report it, you don't do anything. It just gets worse. So, you know, I say it, forcing you to do something, because again, you wouldn't have done anything. Because we have evidence of this. How many times I report something to you and you just never do anything? Oh, okay. So then that's the point. So now we come full circle to you not doing anything. And again, now I say it to where it's like, okay, just so you know, this is happening because clearly there's something going on with your reporting system that if I report something, you don't take it seriously. You just do nothing. So I have to say it. And then I say it. And then you attack me even worse. You retaliate. Even worse. You show you're not the better person. You literally show your true colors. Again, I am already reacting to what you're doing. I am not the initial starter of this. Again, I am simply reacting to what you're doing. Like I was minding my own business, I was streaming, and then I was looking something up, I was like, man, Google's just trash. And I was shaking my head, it wasn't really that big a deal. And then all of a sudden, the whole point is my bitrate gets malicious, so... Alright. You're gonna retaliate on me for literally, basically just saying the truth, what just happened on stream. Yeah, it's obvious that you're doing that with the message to tell me to keep my mouth shut. That's why we're taking legal action and we're going to sue the fucking shit out of this platform, because it's obvious that that's what they're doing. That is a legal stance to manipulate somebody to tell them to stop talking. That is flat out what that is. It's censorship. They want you to stop talking about it. So, you know, they try to break up what you're saying, do that as a message, and that's the whole point. That's what they've always done. They abruptly end the stream. People call this demonetization. They demonetize you, they blacklist you, they shadow ban you, whatever they want to call it. They're just shifting your goddamn bitrate around. They do this through your whole channel, across your channel. It feels like demonetization, because that's what it does. It detrends the whole channel. You can't even watch anything. You get, like, again, nothing processes the way it should. Trending doesn't work. Your views freeze. They're doing this to literally everybody. So yeah, the guy that's also complaining about Microsoft and calling them out for their bullshit, yeah, they're doing it to you too. That's what they're doing. Yes. Yes. You hit the nail on the head. They're doing it to you too. But this is how they're doing it. With the top, you see the top left corner. That's what a lot of people didn't know. That's what I've been trying to show people. Like, they've been doing this psychologically to people for I don't even know fucking how long. And all people think is like, oh, it's they're demonetized me, or they did. No, they're just shifting your goddamn bitrate around. That's how they're doing it. It causes all these. Again, it was just like the wheel sensor in my car. You can talk about it, you can relate it to that. Remember? I thought somebody was screwing with my car. I was like literally, the four-wheel drive was freaking out, on and off. The traction control was just off all the time. The light system was acting weird. Like literally all these warning systems were going, all because one wheel sensor was faulty. Not even blocked, not even, like, again, just faulty. Wasn't reading. All that. All that. Because the system couldn't get past one. Well, it's designed that way. It's to trick you to go to the dealer because you think something's really wrong with the car. You think your mechanic's bad and stuff like that. So now you're going to pay out the ass to go to the dealer to get them to fix all these things. And it's just a wheel sensor. Look at how malicious my bitrate got. YouTube is doing this on a really, really big scale. So are these car companies, and so are other people. Okay? It's like policy. So yeah, when I get on here and I talk about it, the big corporations, they don't like that too much, especially when I'm against the guy they're all giving money to be your president. Yeah, I am like so against, and you guys have no clue how epic it is, the stance that I have. You have no comprehension for how epic this stance is, but you don't give it to me, you just laugh at it. Most people wouldn't take that stance. They would crumble. I just leaked it on me. I leaked my do. I leaked my do. Don't sound right at all. Oh my gosh. What a garbage platform, man. Seriously. I think people are like, okay, I can't. I'm waiting for this stream now. Oh God. So because of, I was just thinking for a moment, because of what we've been dealing with here, again, this was supposed to be a nice stream where I gave you guys a bit of some help and some tips, because I think people misunderstand the astrologer class. I see almost nobody playing it, and I'll be honest with you, the ending that I got is one of the least chosen endings. It's not the most least chosen. I think that's actually the true Elden Lord ending. So if Asmongold really did that, you gotta give that to him. Holy shit. If he really did that. Holy shit. You gotta, just like with WoW when he got that achievement, you gotta give that to him. Like, he did earn that shit. He owned that shit. So, I mean, like, you gotta give it to him. But I do have one of the more rare endings, and again, like this astrologer class, and you know, just using casters in general, I think sometimes eludes people because they don't think in terms of what the attributes are for. I think it's just sort of like basic, like they're used to swords and stuff like that, and then so they just go in and do strength build or something, and it's like kind of obvious that that's what they recognize, those attributes. They might not have ever even tried a caster build, so they just see intelligence and don't really, you know, or faith or arcane and don't really know what it's for, per se. So I just figured I would at least help with some of that stuff, fill in some of those blanks maybe for some people that might not necessarily even think to ask those questions. You know, like if you don't know that, if you're not given that information, you might not necessarily even think to ask that question. So yeah, I mean, every little thing that you do with your build, including gear, you know, as you can see, my magic, damage negation, and stuff like that, obviously I want magic damage negation too. Like I want, but you know, like obviously the whole point is that, you know, you see where the focus is on this gear. You know, if that's raising that focus up, or you know, like again, same thing with this. A lot of why I do this is because this is just simply the best gauntlet I have. But for example, like these, that raises my focus a lot. So like with gear, it's similar to other stuff you're gonna play, where whatever you're trying to raise with that piece of gear is what you're doing. So for me, for mine, obviously focus, vitality is gonna be super important. Obviously focus points, and then I mentioned health too. So the fact that, you know, that is obvious what I did here, just so you know, that's, I figured I'd fill in those blanks for you too. So I was just talking about trying to give you guys a little bit of some tips about, you know, what I'm doing with my caster build, and then reminding you again that the spirit ashes, that's your main mechanic. You know, again, you do have the casting and stuff, but you have to be able to do it. Your spells take time, so you can't, just like in a strategy, in a martial artist stance in a fight or something like that, you know, their mindset is, you know, I have a technique, just like a caster has a spell. And this is what I love about Elden Ring. But you can't just use the technique. It doesn't work. You know, I can't just stand in front of somebody and do a technique. They're just gonna block it. I have to set this up. I have to give myself time to do this. So you have to trick them. So again, the spirit ashes are your setup. That's your aggro, that's your trick. That gets you the time that you need to cast and stuff like that. So you need that mechanic to function. That is a primary function to that. So yeah. Obviously your talismans and stuff too, and like I said, gear, everything, just like any other build. But there you go. I figured I would tell you about mine at least, and tell you, you know, show you some gear and talk about it a little bit as we explored the new area. This is cool that I got the new area too. Finally got the map piece. That was the main thing, just to get the map piece in the area and just look around a little bit. And I did. It's really cool. I really like it. I do. Even if I even if I get hit by those guys I can't do anything about, they're it is still pretty cool. So anyway, I think it's time to call it. And like I said, oh boy. Oh boy. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I hope that everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I hope that everybody is healthy and well, and I also hope that despite what you may think, I also hope that Gonald Jackass Frump is healthy as well, despite what you may think. I actually do hope that he's doing well and that he's healthy. But again, he keeps, just remember recently, even so much as just a couple days ago, he was sitting talking about how just even people at the same table as him are gonna run again and try to run. Yeah, like, so again, just remember, he's trying to reinstate power to himself. He wants Vance to run, or somebody else that would give him the power back. Like, you have to realize what he's trying to do, and it's very bad to see this unfold in real time. It really is terrible that he's trying to do this, but he is. And he's attacking people that have been warning you. And if you remember, I told you guys that it's obvious that, like, if you remember, there's stuff that, like, I've pointed out that he takes a stance that he's never took before, and it's so bizarre that you can't say it came from anywhere else, because it's something I said on a stream, like, the day prior or something like that. And the very next day, he does this thing. And again, like, countless, I can't even count how many times that's happened now, where it's obvious he was always this way, and then because I very clearly stated how dumb this made him look, how stupid this was, just in a very clear logical way where the media wasn't necessarily doing that. They were just being more personal, I think. And he realized, and so like he just the next day takes it back or something, like he's just for some reason clearly right after I said this in a stream, he is all of a sudden cares about this thing or different about this thing all of a sudden. Okay, I want to point out the fact that this guy never gave a... And remember, they're doing enough of their own due diligence to be pretty much the top. But it's not just about that. It's about the fact that this guy is watching my streams and doesn't want you to know. Midas Touch. Remember, Midas Touch. I told you to go watch them. I was like, man, I love Midas Touch. They're one of the good... you know, channels out there that's, you know, just people doing interviews and talking about their points of view and being respectful about it and stuff. And, you know, I like their coverage and again, this guy, again, that was recently I was talking about that. You remember that? And they started growing more and more. And again, they did that on their own for sure. But for sure, they started growing more and more and stuff too, in addition, and you know he's watching. Like, we've already proved that his people, he's watching. We've gone to great lengths to sort of show you the the childish like nature that is him, and so, you know, the whole point is he goes on this tirade apparently, like all in one night. So, like, he must have just watched the stream recently where I had said about them or something. He went on this tirade all in one night, talking about how terrible this outlet is or something, like I think like over 500 posts or something in one night. Like basically showing how fucking, like, just delusional this guy. Like, you guys think that I post a lot, and that like when something goes on with me, I'm a bit like, you know, pay attention to this, you know? You guys think I'm like that a lot? Okay. Again, I have put some posts on my channel. You guys know I've posted a few things, 4 or 5 yeah, I'll own up to that. 500? 500. Okay. Yeah, I think he has me beat there. 500. Like I think that was the ballpark, somewhere around there. And it's not the only one either. It's like, he does this. But he was right about everything. And remember, if he didn't care what... Like, if he's right about everything, why does he care so much what people think? Why is he... This is a... flailing child. Alright, anyway. Anyway. Go get the LPs. Go buy the LPs for Elden Ring. Do it. You should. Because remember, they're limited. There's not many left. And no, I'm not doing any type of sponsorship or anything like that. They're really awesome. They're really cool. And I really want people that deserve to have them. I want you guys that watch Elden Ring streams, that play the game, you know, clearly you love the game. I want you to be able to have, you know, because again, I'm sure you probably don't realize how freaking cool it is. I'm sure you don't realize how freaking cool it is. It is freaking cool. The ErdTree vinyl collection is badass. So go get it for yourself or so for somebody else as a gift. Alright, we're getting off here. Trendy. Trendy. Trendy are Trendy Aragua. Trendy Aragua, Mr. President. What? Can I ask you guys something? Why does Carolyn Levitt look like she's about to start shouting? Like, she just always looks like that. Why does it look like she's just always either about to start crying or shouting? Like, why is she just, like, about to burst constantly? You have to ask yourself. I talked about Sean Spicer not being able to do that job anymore, where basically all he did to get fired was tell the truth. That's all he did. That's all that guy did to get fired. And I've really felt for him because his career was destroyed by Gonald Jackass from. And all he did to get fired was tell the truth a single time. That's it. Yeah, he stopped. He got tired of that, the buildup of lying. He just got tired. He just literally was tired. He's just like told the truth one day. You could just tell he was just done. Yeah. Don't forget that shit. Matt Ryan, you ruined that guy's career, Speaker of the House. Way back. Remember? I keep confusing him with somebody else. It's Matt Ryan, right? No, Matt Ryan's a quarterback. I'm sorry. I keep confusing him with the quarterback. Paul Ryan, isn't it? It's Paul Ryan, isn't it? Yeah, Paul Ryan, sorry. I keep confusing him with the quarterback. Paul Ryan, my fault. Paul Ryan. Yeah, Matt Ryan, I think he's the quarterback for he was the quarterback for the Falcons, right? He was a good quarterback. Paul Ryan, though, he ruined that guy's career. This guy would have been fine. I actually liked him. Like, again, like, seemingly normal guy, conservative, would have came in and would have been fine for the Republicans. Ruined his career. That's what the Republicans should be asking themselves right now. Whether they want to really tank their entire party for this guy like they already have. You really need to ask yourself that. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, Paul Ryan, again, like, he ruined that guy's career. Like, nothing wrong with that guy. And that guy just could not. He just couldn't. He had to keep. It made him look bad. Like, he literally just had to keep lying for somebody that was just lying all the time. Like, again, there's only so much of that you can do where you start to look bad in your position. So, you know, like, it must be nice to be Tucker Carlson and just, you know, your interview, you don't even have to ask based on fact anymore. You just extrapolate and make shit up all the time. And just completely make everything up. It must be nice to live in a world where everything is made up and you don't have to know the information and look it up and remember it. You can just sit there and make it up. And just fabricate it must be nice. Yeah, like literally he can just fucking lie. Oh yeah, he's so great. Yeah. Like I can just do it. It doesn't take a skill, it's easy. Why do you think Trump does this all the time? Because he's wrong and doesn't know anything. So therefore he just makes shit up non-stop. Doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Okay, I'm getting off. I'm getting off now. There's your 500 posts. Yep, that's about all you get. There's your 500 posts. Yeah. Even if I'm exaggerating and I'm adding a 0, even if it were 50, you have to understand, like, let's say I'm exaggerating and I'm adding a 0. Even if it were 50, that's a lot. Even if you took away a 0 and I'm exaggerating, if it were 50, again, it's still 50 posts in one night about one outlet, and he's flipping out about this, about things they're talking about that are correct, that are just facts. And just calm guys talking about it, just like I started. Calmly talking about this stuff. Bringing people together in the chat. We could all and even people in my chat would say, oh, one of the reasons I like you is because you're respectful to everybody and you give people a voice. You don't call people, you know. And so therefore, that's what they did. They came in my chat being stupid. To intentionally draw this out, where I just drew a line. I had to draw a line on my channel where I couldn't allow it anymore. It was just too toxic for the environment. So it's literally what his voters do. Where they can just endlessly create this situation where they, in their minds, they'll endlessly be right. But again, it's not. They're just literally always wrong. And then push everybody else away, you know, that would disagree with that. So thus, you understand why the majority has started to collectively push everybody away and not align with somebody. And that's the center point of view. Again, when all you showed on January 6th was that your voters would disobey logic and flat out loot and destroy and stuff like that, and Democratic voters and independent voters and nobody else, no other party has ever done this like this, except parties that were an angry mob, like what you see in all of these other societies throughout history. Well, basically all of Bible times. And, you know, most of human history, really. Okay, so anyway, getting out of here again. Getting out of here. See ya. Thanks for watching. Getting off. Getting off the stream. And then look for the, oh yeah, look for the other one. Especially with how they very clearly reacted to me talking about how trash Google was. Oh, especially now. Especially now. Yeah, because they're killing that trending because the point is, like, it's a pretty bold stance. It's a pretty bold stance, so they're killing that trending. So look at the, look. I can usually get that to happen, can't I? That's what you need to realize. I can usually get that to happen, can't I? Alright, see you guys. Keep an eye out. Thank you again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love all of the Elden Ring fans. Except... Just kidding. Just kidding. I love Elden Ring fans. See you guys.